Hello, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, this is Drew and Talia. I'm AKA Deep Thought, quote unquote.
And Mrs. Deep Thought.
And Mrs. Deep Thought. We're going through Conversations with God, Book 1, and this is the Guidebook. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the cat. This is the Guidebook. We're at the end of Chapter 1. We did all the exercises all the way up to the end of Chapter 1. Now, Chapter 1 in the Conversations with God book by Neale Donald Walsch is the longest chapter in the book and talks about a lot of stuff. And so what we're doing is we're doing additional inquiries. This is the end of the book where it asks us questions to see if we remember stuff about Chapter 1. So we're recording this just for fun, posterity, and for your information, because, I don't know, you should be informed.
Thank you.
Okay, so question number 1. CWG lists 4 methods by which God communicates with us. What are they? Do you remember?
Does this something to do with thought?
I don't know.
I can't look it up yet.
Are there answers?
Yes, but you can't look up the answers yet.
Okay.
That's cheating.
Okay.
How does he communicate?
Well, feelings
Feelings.
is the most important
Is it feelings, thoughts? No. Wait. I don't remember. Can I cheat and look at my notes?
You can cheat and look in your notes if you want. Well, it would be words, thoughts.
Yeah, it's like words, thoughts, feelings.
Feelings.
And
I mean, because what it says in there, words are the least.
Yeah.
Words
you
are
can tell
the least.
It's been a while since we finished this.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, words are the least purveyor of truth.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like words. Okay, so.
It's got to be words.
Words.
Thoughts.
Thoughts.
Feelings. What? 4 methods.
Okay.
I know feelings is one of them, definitely. I'm pretty sure that words, thoughts.
Something.
Oh well, no, because he was saying, you know, when you're doing an action, listen to the next song that you hear.
Right. It's not the mind soul thing, was it? No, that was later.
Yeah.
Okay, well we got 3 out of 4.
Well, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Okay,
Right.
Number 2.
How do you know when communication is from God rather than some other source? Okay, first off, I'm going to say I'm an agnostic. She's an agnostic. When they're talking about communications from God, for me, it's a communication from higher self or intuition, better understanding. You know, I mean, I don't have any definition of what God, quote unquote, is. I just go, I trust my feelings and stuff like that. So when they ask this question, it translates as something a little bit different to me. But be that beside the point, you know, if you are a believer in God or if you are a believer in something that you call God or whatever that is, it can all pertain to this information. This is one of the reasons why I like the information in this book, is because you can look at the information itself and it's still useful, even if, no matter what kind of concept you have around, say, Supreme Being or God or how the universe works. Okay, so what it says, how do you know when the communication is from God rather than from some other source? Because in this book it says God is the highest expression of the highest feeling of yourself.
Yeah, so basically info that comes from you versus like somebody else.
Right. Something that comes from God or comes from that is the highest thought you have of yourself, basically. Okay. Why does God seem to talk to some people and not others? Because most people aren't listening. Well, that's true. That's what it says in the book. That's what he's talking about. Why does God seem to talk to some people and not others? Is because some people actually listen. Okay. Asking God for anything is wrong. Is the wrong way to pray. Why? Okay. I don't know if anybody has read The Secret or The Power, as well as any of the CWG books. I mean, the CWG books came out way before The Secret and The Power, and there was a lot of this similar information in them. Asking God, so when somebody is asking for something, what they're doing in fact is stating that they don't have this thing. And by stating that you don't have this thing, what you are doing is you are manifesting the not having. And so by understanding or knowing that you already have it, then you draw it towards you. I mean, it's something to. I mean, in this book, what he's saying is, if you are asking for something, then you are in fact saying that it doesn't already exist, when it does.
It's like in The Secret, they say, if you want something or you think you're going to get something, to be thankful for it, even if you don't already have it, and by being thankful for it, you thereby manifest it,
call it towards you. Well, and I love this book because this is an understanding that I came to before I ever read it. But that if you already know that it exists, that you already are confident that you will have it, then you get it or you create it. Every action that you have creates that or draws it towards you. When you are asking for something, when you are saying, "Oh, please," you are firstly acknowledging that it does not exist in your life. And so therefore, there is a manifestation in that statement saying, "I don't have." And so what you are manifesting is, "I don't have," as opposed to, "I have." Okay. Moving on. 5. Why does it appear that some prayers go unanswered? I can't remember the exact words, but it appears that some prayers go unanswered because we have an expectation of what they should all look like, for one. 2, again, the prayer that we're praying is prayer of lack, and so therefore that's what we create. So despite the fact that we don't really understand that we are creating the lack by saying that we have a lack of, we therefore create the lack as opposed to the thing that we desire. Okay. So 6, God is the creator of all things, true or false? Well,
didn't they say that we are the creators?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, when we're talking about God or the creation force that he's talking about in this book, that God created the universe and the world and all of that stuff for a specific purpose, for God to know and understand itself. So after that, we are then the creators in this universe. God's basically said, "Okay, I've created this, now it's your turn." Okay, so in that respect, God is the creator of all things, true or false? Yes and no, depending on how you're talking about it. Well, it's true. It's in accordance to this book. God created the universe in order to be able to experience itself. And once the universe was created, God basically said, "Okay, now it's your turn to create."
So do we have to flip a coin here?
I guess in accordance to the book, it's true.
Okay.
I can't say that it is. So
Right.
I don't know. What are the 2 great illusions of man? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I'm guessing one of the great illusions is that everything is separate. Two great illusions of man. I don't know. Can't remember. Okay.
Alright.
So, all human actions are fueled by one of 2 emotions. They are fear and love. Okay. 9. What is a sponsoring a thought? It is what he calls in the books the thought behind the thought. So, to explain it, the thought behind the thought. So if you say, oh, you know, I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, then this will happen, and I don't like that that will happen. So basically, when you state something like that, the thought behind that is you're afraid of something. So the thought behind the thought of is, you know, eventually when you get down to the root of it, is either a thought of fear or a thought of love. So the sponsoring thought is the thought that propels you forward. Is it a thought of fear or a thought of love? And if it's a thought of fear, then what happens is you're running on a negative program. If it's a thought of love, then you're running on a positive program. Okay. 10. What is the soul's only desire? To mate?
I think it's to create, isn't it?
Okay, I think so. I don't remember.
Okay.
To create. This is a good answer.
I think mate would be a close second.
Yeah, it would be a close second. 11. Why did God create our relative world? In order for God to be able to experience itself, like, in every way possible. In order, I mean, God basically said, okay, I am everything, but I don't even know what the heck that is. So it created a duality. It created the relative world in order to be able to understand itself. Okay. 12. Explain the law of opposites. They react. They attract. No. Opposites attract. Paul Abdul thought so. Okay.
They attract. Okay.
I don't even remember the law of opposites.
I don't either.
That's okay. And I've listened to this book probably like 15, 20 times. So I don't remember the law of opposites. Okay. So 13. Describe the concept of the Holy Trinity in metaphysical terms.
Oh, like the Father, Son, Holy Ghost?
That kind of thing.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm going to get water.
Well, the best analogy that I can come up with is I don't think it's metaphysical, is the water analogy from Religulous.
Right.
Where, you know, water, which is basically, okay, it's water, but it can appear in three forms. It can appear in liquid, it can appear in ice, and it can appear in steam.
Okay.
Even though it's the same thing.
In regards to the book,
right.
However,
Sorry,
I know that's cool. Describing the concept of the Holy Trinity is it's called what he calls in the book the triune truth. Okay, so if he was talking about it in, if you believe that God is all that is, and that but that God is also all that is not, and God is also the is not is. So it's the triune truth means when there are three polarities in physical. Let me do this properly. In the physical universe, there's a dyad. We're full of dyads, good, bad, here, there, right? In the metaphysical world, there are triad. There's here, there is there, and then there's the space in between. And what God, quote unquote, is talking about in this book specifically is that God is all of these things. It is the triune truth. It is the Trinity, which is here, there, and the space in between. So basically covers everything, and that's what
I still like the water metaphor.
Yeah, the water metaphor is kind of funny. Anyway, that's the triune truth that he's talking about.
Bill Maher. Give me a break.
Okay, so 14. What are the 3 steps in the evolution of humankind? Step 1, step 2, and step 3. I don't know. I don't remember that. Three steps in the evolution.
Wasn't it like creation, self-realization? We did read this, didn't we?
Yeah, I know, we did. But, I mean, it's like, that's the whole reason for the study guide, is to go, oh, maybe we should go back and take a look at what he's talking about there. Okay, 3 steps in the evolution of humankind. Got me. Okay, so 15. What is the difference between relationships of the gross, physical level and the relationships of the sublime? Relationships of the sublime follow the triune truth, whereas relationships of the gross follow the dyads, with good, bad, love, hate, which are the dyad truth, I guess. 16. We're sounding really philosophical in this. So, anyway, 16. In the parable, the little soul and the sun, why was the soul surrounded by darkness? Because in order for it to understand the light, it had to understand the dark. She's writing it down. Okay. It had. If you were light all the time, then you wouldn't.
Don't.
No, I was just wording off. Okay. There's only one reason to do anything. What is it? Because it feels good? No. There's only one reason to do anything. What is it? You know what? Truthfully, I don't know what it says in the book about that.
Okay. Question mark.
Okay. 18. Are the world's calamities and disasters God's punishment or simply bad luck? Neither. This was a trick question. The world's calamities are the creation of what we're doing as a collective. Has nothing to do with God's wrath or punishment or even bad luck. It's by design. We're the creators, and we create the energy that the world responds to. So, okay, so 19. What does God want us to do about world starvation, violence, and injustice? God does not care what we do about world starvation, violence, and injustice. Okay. It is all part of the creation process. If we are not following our own higher truth, then we are not following our own higher truth. It's all an experience. It is all doing what it's designed to do. Okay, 20.
Cat's having a problem.
To the human soul, what is hell? Oh boy, he's being bratty.
Okay, what is hell?
I don't remember what he says hell is.
Okay.
Cat. Okay. Down off. There we go.
Okay, question mark.
Does God punish us for our sins? No. Why didn't Jesus just heal everyone and get it over with? Because some people were not ready to be healed. Jesus only healed, well, supposedly in this book, Jesus only healed those souls that were at the point or at the stage that they were ready to be healed. That was the next step in that soul's evolution, as opposed to what is happening for everybody else. Okay, why didn't Jesus just, I already did that.
Yeah.
Why does fear attract what is feared?
Because...
Like attracts like. I just know that that's one of the rules.
Well, fear would be sponsoring thought.
Yeah. Yeah, fear would be, yeah, you're right. Fear would be the sponsoring thought, and so what you draw towards you is what you are expressing or what you're asking. Okay. What are the 3 laws of the universe? You know, I don't know. Like attracts like, I know that was one of them. Love is all there is, was one of them. I don't remember the other one. Is there an answer thing to this?
Yes. Here, tray.
Okay.
Okay. Ah. Okay.
Thoughts,
So,
words, feelings.
experience. Okay.
An experience.
Okay. Let me get the questions back. So, for the question, the 4 methods by which God communicates with us. Their thoughts, feelings, experience, and words. So we were 3
Yeah,
or
we
4.
got a 3 or 4. Okay, an experience. Okay.
Number 2 is, how do you know when a communication is from God rather than from some other source?
The highest thought.
Yes, highest thought, clearest word, the grandest feeling.
The grandest feeling, right?
Yeah. Okay. Why does God seem to talk to some people and not others?
Most people aren't listening.
Some people listen and others don't.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Huh.
Asking God for anything is the quote-unquote wrong way to pray. Why? Because asking for something is a statement that you do not know.
Already have it, yeah.
Thank you for interrupting me.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So, why does it appear that some prayers go unanswered? Because thought is prayer, and it is often your sponsoring thought which is being answered.
That's cool.
Yeah. Uh-huh. God is the creator of all things. False. God does not create, you do.
Okay, so they're talking about now the physical universe after God created
Yes.
it. As opposed to...
Yes.
See, now that's the problem.
Okay,
I
he
didn't
created
know.
the universe, he dropped us here,
Yeah,
and
which means that he
plunk. We did the
created the structure in order for us to create. Yeah, well.
Whatever.
Okay, 7.
Okay, 7. What are the 2 great illusions of man? That God cares what we do, and that the outcome of life is in doubt.
Outcome in doubt. Okay.
8 is love and fear.
Love and fear, got it. Yay.
Okay. 9, sponsored thought, thought behind the thought.
Yep.
Actually, thought behind the thought.
Behind the thought. Yeah. Okay. We were one level up.
Soul's only desire
To create.
to turn its grandest concept about itself into its greatest experience.
And great. To great experience. Okay. 11.
Why did God create our relative world? So we could have something to compare ourselves to and thus know and experience who we really are.
Exactly. Understand itself. Got
Yeah.
it. 12.
Okay. 12. Explain the law of opposites. It says...
They attract.
No, it doesn't.
I know, I
It says
know.
you cannot know yourself as tall unless...
Oh, right,
And
okay.
until you become aware of short, you cannot experience fat unless you've experienced thin. In the realm of the relative, a thing cannot exist except in the space of its opposite. Everything exists relative to something else. Okay. 13. Concept of the Holy Trinity in metaphysical terms. It says God the Father is knowing, God the Son is experiencing, God the Holy Spirit is being.
Okay.
So the 3 steps in the evolution of mankind thus would be knowing, experiencing,
And being. Got me. Experiencing. Being. Okay.
Okay, and the difference between relationships of the gross level and sublime level. Gross, everything has an opposite. Sublime, nothing has an opposite.
Interesting.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Okay. 16, the parable of the little soul and the sun.
Had to understand the dark to understand the light.
Yeah, well, so that it could experience itself as the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 17.
There's only one reason to do anything as a statement to the universe of who you are.
Ah. Okay.
World's calamities and disasters, God's punishment, or bad luck.
Neither.
Yeah, neither. They are the result of mass consciousness.
Yep. What we're doing.
What does God want us to do about world starvation, violence, and injustice?
Doesn't care.
Whatever we want to do about them.
Yep.
Yet judge not, and neither condemn.
Condemn.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't care. To the human soul, what is hell? Unfulfillment. Knowing who and what you are and failing to experience that.
Okay.
Okay, 21.
No.
It was no. God doesn't punish us for our sins. Why didn't Jesus just heal everyone and get it over with? Because that would break the law, allow each soul to walk its path.
Right, because those that he healed were on their path, ready to be healed. Okay.
Okay. 23. Why does fear attract what is feared? Fear is an emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. Like energy attracts like energy.
Yeah, like attracts like
like.
fear. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Be a sponsored
What
thought.
are the 3 laws of the universe? Thought is creative. Fear attracts like energy. Love is all there is.
Okay, like attracts like, love is all there is. And what was the other one?
Thought is creative.
Thought is creative. Okay. And that concludes our
CWG chapter
1. Yay.
to be concluded.
To be concluded.
Well, continued. Or something.
Absolutely.